Hi, it's James Harrison. It's Tip Tuesday here to talk about taper of drumsticks. Now, I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. I did a short reel, but I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth here. The taper of the stick, I'm going to grab a stick here. This is a 5B. The taper is the area where you have the shaft of the drumstick, and then it's going to taper down toward the tip. Now, we'll get into tips each type as we go along, not today. But the taper is the point where it goes from the regular part of the diameter down to the tip. The longer the taper is, the more flexibility there is toward the tip. I want to say it's not like it's flexible, but it will move it's less weight toward the front, so it's going to bounce easier. It's going to rebound more, if you want to call it that. A shorter taper is going to give you more weight up toward the tip here, make it a little bit more front heavy instead of back heavy, if you want to call it that, and it'll be more durable. So for people that are breaking a lot of sticks, you're probably going to want to get something that has a short taper, especially if you play across the hi-hat this way. So this is kind of it's a fairly short taper. This is a 5B, a Keg 5B, one of my favorite sticks, okay? And I'm going to hold up a Jazz Ride. Now, sorry about that. The Jazz Ride here has a much longer taper. Now, this is a smaller stick in general, but it's a longer taper, so it's going to be more weight back here, but it's going to allow it to bounce more here. I'll put those side by side, and you can kind of see that the taper is much longer on this stick than it is on this. It's a much quicker taper or shorter. I'm going to hold up something that has a very short taper, and this stick here is similar. This is a Pianissimo from Vader, but very similar to the Fat Ride and whatnot. Its shaft, it's a very short taper. I mean, it's only a couple inches, and it goes down to a small tip. So it's got a lot of weight forward, great for orchestral type things, but a small tip for the sound, great for cymbals and everything like that. If you want that small sound, but you want some strength up near this part of the stick, it's going to give you the weight toward the front. And then I'm going to show you something here. I dropped it a second ago. This is a pipe band stick, all right? Now, the reason I want to show you about this is, other than the grip area, this stick tapers all the way down to the tip. And then it's got a big tip because it's for pipe band drumming. But it's very, very light, and it's very, very, I don't want to say flexible because it's not flexible, but it's very easy to rebound with, okay? So the point is, the weight of this stick is the tip and the grip, and tapers down long. The long taper allows you to rebound easier, but it also makes it more susceptible to breaking. So if you're breaking a lot of sticks and your drummer, you're complaining about that, you want to get something that has a short taper that's going to give you more weight up toward the front. Then you could pick the tip based on the style or the sound that you want. Acorn, barrel, a round, a teardrop, whatever. Okay, so the big thing is taper. Long taper, more rebound, more weight toward the back of the stick. Short taper, quick taper, if you want to call it that. More strength toward the tip, more weight toward the tip, a little bit less rebound, but a lot stronger. So for those who are saying, oh, I keep breaking sticks, you might want to get something with a short taper. It's going to help you out. And then pick the tip you want. There's plenty of options out there. And there's a lot of, mixing and matching of things where they have a long taper but a big tip, or a short taper and a small tip, versus the classic 5A, 5B. There's a lot more options out there, so check them out. But the taper does affect a lot of things, but those in general are the two things you need to think about: the rebound and the strength of the stick. And what affects it? The taper.